Hi, welcome. Hi everybody, this is going to be an honest review of the Doop 2014 Urban Skates. And I want to just say as a disclaimer beforehand that this is solely in the point of view of an urban skater, a city skater, and I don't do anything like slalom or aggressive skating or any fancy stuff. I'm just trying to get from point A to point B in an efficient manner and with great comfort, such that after I take off my skate they don't hurt, or during the ride it doesn't hurt. So with all that in mind, let's get straight to it. So this is the Doop Urban 2014. Just recently came in during Christmas as a Christmas present. So I ordered this from Skater's Place .ca. I think it's a Canadian company or something, for about 240 bucks, and it's really well built. If you want to know about the specs, like the hard and black plastic, the aluminum frame and bearings, blah blah blah, you could just go Google search that, because I wanted to do like an honest review of performance, not so much as the specs itself. I may touch upon it, but it's not going to be emphasized on. This video will include a flow video, meaning I will show you how it rides and how it feels during the ride, not just try to sell this to you like some sort of marketing asshole. So mine is a men's large, and it's advertised to fit men's shoe size in US 9 to 14, but in other sites it said that it fits 11 to 15, and it sure as hell does feel like 11 to 15, so I'm not sure what to believe. But the great part about this is that, or you're wondering why there's a range of sizes, because the Doop Skates can adjust the size. So contrary to the tutorial video, the old tutorial video that Doop has to offer on YouTube, things have changed. You don't need to unscrew as many things as you used to. Rather you just flip this thing out right here. I'm not gonna flip it because I already have it tightened, but you flip that out right there and it'll loosen this bottom piece right here, and you can shift it around. But the thing they don't tell you is that there is now a bottom piece. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I see that little plastic bit right here. There's that little bottom piece right here that you gotta go in with a plier, or you can take this wheel off, a pair of pliers, and turn it to tighten it. And then you really gotta tighten it, because if you don't, when you're riding, or simply when you're even putting it on, the sizes will shift, especially if you're going from larger to smaller size. I see this won't be as much of a problem if you're already using the maximum size for the skates, because then it wouldn't shrink and just continue expanding with your foot. But for me, I'm in the lower range of the available range of the large size, so therefore I really need it to be tightened, otherwise occasionally it kind of slides back. But even at its tightest, I still have to mention that it continues to slide back a bit, but you just gotta keep undoing it, putting it back in, and tightening it again per session. Let's talk about the straps. So the thing to compare and contrast with the other models of the Doops is the Doop Freeride or the Doop Freestyle. So Freestyle and Freeride, they're kind of the same thing, but the big difference is that they have smaller wheels, they have like a different type of boot, but more importantly they have a middle plastic strap. Now I went for the all Velcro strap, not because it was cheaper, but because previously I had a Velcro strap skate, and sometimes you love skating but sometimes you don't have time for it, right? So you put it away in the garage or whatever. But the thing with plastic straps is that they tend to crack. So this is my rollerblade Blade Runner. It's kind of like a really cheapy kind of recreational skate, but it served me so well for like a year or so, and it handled roads like a champ. And this thing is built to like get wrecked by the roads, but it wasn't built to be stored in a garage for a long time. So as you can see here, there is a snapping of the strap, and I had to drill a hole through it, then tighten a bolt on it, and then epoxy glue the whole structure to make it stabilized again and to make it a viable strap once more. And as you can see, some straps were just not salvageable at all, and this one was for some reason the only one that was fine. So to avoid like in episode 2 of that, I decided that this time I would try to change it to an all Velcro strap. Velcro, in my experience with anything, tends to not snap as easy because, well, it's made out of like a cloth-like material or leather-like material. So I'm hoping that that will serve me well or better than those plastic ones did in case I do need to store these away for a long period of time. And it's also important to mention that you would think that the weakest point is the strap itself, but often I like to look at is the parts that actually hold the straps. So these are hex wrench screws, and they are actually really stable, and you can remove these and swap these out for plastic straps if you want to, or replace your Velcro strap for whatever reason. Versus my old Blade Runners, it did not have available screws. These are just kind of permanently associated into the skate unless I have to like plier it out and then replace it with my own pieces, which is really pain in the ass. So I do really like how this is more customizable than my old pair of skates. So now we can discuss about like how it feels on your feet. So when I get my foot into this skate, you would like, originally I thought, you know, this looks like there's a lot of space. There's a lot of space here. Like when you see it, you'll be kind of amazed on how big and how wide it is. As you can see, the lip of the foot is really wide. But so you would think that it'd be kind of shaky around the foot or whatever, or kind of loose, but it's not like that at all. And I've seen this in other semi-reviews that it actually fits pretty well. And to me, it's no different. It fits great. But the only thing that is kind of interesting, and I don't know how I feel about it yet, is it does feel like, despite its high cuff or like mid cuff to high cuff look, it does feel like you're kind of wearing just low cuffs, because there's a lot of looseness in this area. Like when my leg gets in here, it doesn't hug on my leg very tight, and this bit right here is really flexible when you're riding. So if you got a lot of forward and backward flexibility, but not a lot of left to right for obvious reasons because this is a plastic shell, but it does feel like a low cuff because it doesn't feel like it gives a lot of support in the upper, like above, anywhere above the ankles, but your foot is secured in tightly, which is kind of surprising to me. Okay, well, let's go on to the other question. Nobody saw this in the Doop Skates because it is not originally in the Doop Skates. It is a modification. I mean, when I bought it, it did not have this bit. This is actually a cutout slipper, or as you white people call it, flip-flops. And I did this because originally without this, as you can see, there was just this black piece of plastic right here. This originally just kind of sloped downward, and you were expected to step on like a sort of a downward ramp and just stand on it for long periods of time while commuting. And that became really uncomfortable really quickly. When you ride, it feels like you're constantly stepping on a huge ass rock. So I decided that I would level it out. I mean, like, I cut out a flip-flop and then kind of shaped it so that it matched the angle of the ramp. And then I just kind of double stick taped it on. And then it associated, stuck onto it really well, and I just stepped on it, and it feels like a really comfortable ride right now. But other than that, that's all I have to say for the Doop Skates in terms of the boot itself. But let's get to the performance test. great skates. It handled jumps and braking like a champ, and it handled jump off of like small ledges. And I forgot to film going uphill and going downhill, but going uphill it still feels great despite a little lack of support going on in the cuff area. And going downhill is even better for obvious reasons. But so yeah, overall it's a really great skate. You just have to modify this little ramp, and you gotta remember to tighten every time you do a size change, and tighten real tight. And then consider getting Velcro straps or plastic straps depending on how fast you want to like strap up, because the Velcro strap naturally takes a little longer. The aluminum frame is great. It made a really stable ride. In general, when I'm riding these versus my Blade Runners, I feel my feet are a lot more cushioned. Well, probably because of by the slipper and this rubber piece back here. And these paddings are really thick, so they really provide like a comfortable ride around my my shin area and my calf. So yeah, thank you for watching this review, and hope I'll do some more in the future.